Today, I'm going to be talking about my dumb 12-year-old self. Now, I want to apologize in advance to all the people who had to deal with me when I was 12. Because when I was 12 years old, I was the dumbest person I could ever be. And I was just this really, really terrible person when I was 12 years old. And I want to apologize in advance for my actions, for the sins I have committed when I was 12 years old. I want to apologize for my classmates, to my friends, to my teachers. I truly am sorry, and yeah. Anyways, for this video, I'm just gonna be telling you guys two stories that that happened to me when I was 12, and I was just acting so dumb. And I'm also gonna be talking a little bit about how I did in school. But I'm just gonna start with the first story. So the first story is the story of me being asked out for the very first time. Yay. Sounds very, romantic, right? Well, you know it's coming. You know that I messed up. Alright? You know I messed up. Because as my 12-year-old self, can you really blame me? I didn't know jack shit about love. But the girl in question that asked me out, I really didn't like her in the first place. Pretty much how it went is that these two guys came up to me, right? And then they're like, yo, our friend wants to go out with you. And then obviously their friend is a girl. And I'm just going to call her Sarah in this story. So Sarah apparently wanted to go out with me. And I thought it was a little bit suspicious. Because I thought she was doing one of those, jokes, right? Or those pranks where you ask out someone when you don't really care about them. Like, let's just say I'm doing the prank, right? I go up to this girl and I'm like, hey, yo, I love you. And then the girl says, oh, I love you too. Like, she fell for my prank, right? And I'm like, psych, you thought I don't like you at all. Like, I just don't see the point in this. Like, this is so dumb. Like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard or seen, I think a few days later, after those guys came up to me, I was walking alone around the school, right? Because, well, I had friends at 12 years old, but they never would hang out with me, which I don't really blame them, to be honest, but I'm not going to get too much into that. But anyways, I was walking around the school alone, as usual, and then Sarah and the two other guys from the other day just come up to me, and then Sarah just straight up asked me, you want to go out with me? I'm like, hell no. Because like I said, I don't like the girl in the first place. She's one of those girls with those I don't care attitudes, right? And I don't like those types of attitudes. Like, those girls, no. Like, I'm sorry, ladies, but if you have that I don't care attitude, no guy is going to ever want to go out with you. Like, if you want a guy to go out with you, then just quit doing that I don't care attitude. Just leave it behind, But, anyways, as I'm actually, this is the only time where I was actually proud of the decision I took when I was 12. Like, this is the only time. Because I knew for a fact it wasn't going to work out, and she was probably going to take advantage of me or something like that. Like, just some shit like that. Because to be honest, she seems like the type of person who would do something like that. But anyways, now I'm just going to be talking a little bit about how I did in school. Now, in school, I didn't do that bad, There was, I still did worse in some of my previous grades, but I was still doing pretty bad. Like, I think the two main subjects I focused, or rather, the two main subjects that I struggled the most with were science and math. That was really only it. The other subjects, either I nailed them, like, completely, or I was just alright at it. And one reason why I wasn't doing the best is definitely because I was breaking the rules all the time. You know how when you're, like, between 11 to 12 and maybe up to, like, 15 years old, you have like that period where you're like really rebellish, Like, you would just rebel against anything. Like, you rebel against your teachers, your parents. Like, maybe something would go along like this. Like, you dropped your pencil, then your teacher's telling you to pick it up, and then you start to rebel against them because this is bullshit. You shouldn't be bossed around just for, just for doing that, right? You shouldn't be bossed around for picking up your pencil, and you rebel against them like this is bullshit, Like something like that, just something that a 12-year-old like myself would do, which I did do a little bit of that, But I think the teacher I feel the most bad for is definitely my art teacher. Now, when I was 12, my art teacher, that I had, was, I thought she was, like targeting me for like no reason, like she was yelling at me for no reason, like shit like that. And when clearly she wasn't, all right? She wasn't. And, as my 12-year-old self, I didn't know, right? I mean, I was really dumb, and honestly, I feel really bad for this teacher, to be honest, but the reason why I was acting like this is because I thought it was cool, right? And obviously it's not cool, It's not cool at all, you know? And the reason why is because before I turned 12, right, I was always being bullied and harassed, and I wanted to kind of rebuild my reputation. And it's like I said in the school video, for me at least, being the cool kid is just being a douchebag pretty much. And I thought that being a douchebag equals being the popular kid, which, yeah, spoiler alert, not at all. Alright? Like, if you're gonna be a douchebag, and if you're gonna act like a douchebag, right, then it doesn't make you cool, it just makes you a douchebag. But anyways, I'm gonna be now going to the next story. So I'm gonna be talking a little bit about my friend John. Now his name isn't actually John, and John, if you're watching this video, well, your name isn't actually John, but you'll probably recognize yourself once I start telling the story. So my man John got asked out by a girl. Well, he didn't actually get asked out. He was about to ask out this one girl. I'm just gonna call her Anna in this story. So John was about to ask Anna out because apparently Anna had feelings for John. Like, apparently she said something along the lines of, I think he's cute and that he's a nice guy and he's smart. Because my man John is one of those, nerds who he's just there, right? Like, everyone knows he's smart and he's just there, right? He's one of those people. And honestly, it's pretty respectable, Like, I respect that. Yeah, not quite, though. Not quite my 12-year-old self. I mean, to be honest, when I was, when Anna said she had feelings for John, I wasn't jealous, and I didn't have a crush on her either. But the reason why I thought it was, strange is because I suspected her of having a crush on me. I mean, in 12th grade, or 12th grade, when I was 12, I was really dumb, right? And I suspected not one, but two girls of having a crush on me. Anna, like I just said, and this other girl who clearly didn't have a crush on me because she clearly did not like me, right? She hated me. Like, she would always be, like, so rude to me. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, she loves me. That's a sign of love. Yeah, no, it's not a sign of love. Oh, it's not a sign of love, past Grease. It's not a sign of love. Anyways, so he did eventually ask Anna out. He asked Anna if he would go to the amusement park with him because, like I said in the school video, each year would have an end of the school year field trip. And that year, we went to an amusement park, right? Like, we went to an amusement park in the nearby valley. And so we went to that amusement park, and he said to Anna before we went, like maybe like a week or so before we went, like, hey, do you want to go to the amusement park with me? And she's like, oh yeah, sure. I mean, she said yes because, well, he asked, right? And, she's like, why not, Because after the amusement park, they didn't actually, go out again. And you might be asking, if I'm telling this story, why the hell am I telling this story if I'm not involved in this? I actually am, because I actually try to give John some dating tips. Oh my goodness. Just saying that, I don't feel embarrassed. I just feel sad. Okay? I just feel really sad for myself. Alright? Because this is straight up sad. Like, this is some of the saddest shit I've, like, ever done in my life. Okay? And like I said, as my 12-year-old self, I didn't know jack shit about love, And I've been in a relationship. I still haven't been in a relationship to this day as I'm recording this, but still. And, I mean, to be honest, I didn't give him, like, really, really shitty dating tips, okay? Now, I did somewhat give him some pretty decent dating tips. Not the best, but pretty decent, and he didn't really take those tips that well because obviously I've never been on a date, so what the hell do I know about love, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest, John, and Anna, if you're both watching this, I'm really sorry. And she did have a crush on someone else, and that someone else, well, I'm not gonna say who that someone else is because, well, it's not really part of the story. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. As always, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. It would be greatly appreciated. And this is about me revealing some pretty sad stories about my life when I was 12 years old. And I like to think of these stories as being, stories that are like really far away in the past, but unfortunately they're not that far away in the past because these stories happened like 2 to 3 years ago, which may seem like a long time ago, but 2 to 3 years ago isn't actually that long ago. And yeah, anyways, that's about it. See ya.